Hello everyone from OneWrestling.com. This is Bill Apter and we're talking WWE Hall of Fame. And one of the inductees recently named is one of the giants of pro wrestling. He is the late great Yokozuna, and right now on Skype, coast to coast right now, is Lloyd and and welcome to OneWrestling.com.
Thank you, Bill. It's a pleasure to be on the show. Thank you.
Great to have you here. And pardon the casual look here. We're just moved out of the office for a little while here, and no tie, and the comb over is
That's okay.
Yes, it's always there. It's always
That's
there.
all right. That's not a problem.
It will always. I wish I had your hair. I'd like to use some of that. But what we're talking about, what's that?
I'm ready to cut a little bit off, so what I cut off, I'll give to you.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. What I want to talk to you about, of course, you were related to the late, great Yokozuna, who will be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Now, because there is so much on the Samoan family tree, tell us how you are directly related to Yokozuna.
Yoko, which is Rodney Anua'i, his real name. We are first cousins. His dad is actually passed away, but that is my dad's first brother. His actually second oldest brother.
Okay.
So Rodney actually broke into the wrestling business when he was young. He came from from California. He was living in California, and he came down to my dad, and from there on, he became what he was. A star, a superstar,
now,
a champion.
There are people watching this who don't know who your dad is. Tell them who your dad
Okay.
is.
Yes. I'm the son of Alpha the Wild Samoan, and I have two, an older brother and a younger brother. Got the great Samu.
Yep.
He's my older brother, and he's a legend with his name himself. He was Samoan #3 back when it was WWF.
Yes.
And I have a younger brother that is Manu, which is Alpha Junior.
Yes.
Well, there's three of us that come from a legend himself, which my dad. I look up to him. I love him to death.
Yeah. Well, you should. He's a great man. You come from a great family. Let's talk Yokozuna. The Yokozuna, the person, the man. What was he like around the family?
Wow, man, Yoko was the biggest person in our family, but he also had the biggest heart. We all have big hearts, but Rod, he was just, man, it's just unreal. He was humble. He was fun to be around. He liked to have fun. He joked around with everybody. He was like the clown. And when he used to wrestle with WWF, he'd always be in the locker room, and he'd bring his radio, and he'd sit there and play music, and all the boys would just sit around him, and it was a blast.
What kind of music did he listen to? I actually don't know that, and I traveled with him sometimes.
The rap, R&B and stuff like that, but Yoko was a rapper himself back in the days. He loved his hip hop, and he used to break dance when he was younger. Believe it or not.
You said he was a rapper?
Yeah, he liked to rap. We used to make when we were younger. For my dad was running a company out of Connecticut, which was called Trans World Wrestling Federation.
Yes, of course.
You remember that? Okay.
Well,
when we were young, Yoko used to, tag with my dad or any of us, but I was young at that time. I wasn't wrestling at that time. He actually would go in the locker room, me, him, and with his Rikishi, Junior Fatu. We would actually go in the locker room, and the echo from the locker room, we would rap. They would rap, and I would do the beatbox, and all the boys would just sit there and have a good time with us.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. By the way, you didn't know that I rap, and I'm not talking about Christmas presents.
Really?
When you get off of here, you go to YouTube and you put down Bill Apter raps Moon River.
Okay,
you will
I'll
see,
definitely look that
up. My rap video. Let's talk about Yokozuna, the wrestler. What was your memory of him as a wrestler in the ring, and what was the best Yokozuna match you ever saw?
Well, I mean, Yoko was a machine in the ring. He man, there's no words to say it. He was just fast for his size, for his weight.
How big was he? How big was he actually?
Yoko was hitting 6. I think there was a time where he was almost 700.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
but he was fast. I mean, he was. You had Andre the Giant, which was a great wrestler. I mean, big guy, but for the size and the girth that Yoko had, I mean, I don't think there's a big man his size that can move as fast as him.
Yeah.
He
Yes.
was,
Yes.
and he was just great. I mean, I love watching him work in the ring. And I think my best match would have to be with him and Bret Hart.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. That was a
That was a
classic.
great match.
Classic match. So, if you could look out into the camera right now, and you were making a speech in front of the world for them inducting Yokozuna, look in the camera. The world is yours. What would you say?
I'd like to thank the WWE, the World Wrestling Entertainment, the McMahons, for always, first of all, having such a good relationship with our family, coming from my dad and my uncle to Peter Maivia, which actually, was one of the first Samoans to wrestle in WWF.
Yes.
They've always been top notch with our family. So there's really nothing I can say bad about the WWE. And, I just thank them and all the fans that, respect our family and love watching us entertain, all the time. And, I think it's an honor for them to put Yoko in the Hall of Fame because he's well deserved. He deserves it. Just wish he can be alive to sit, to accept it and be there himself. But our family is there for his support. His kids will be there, and I just thank everybody so much for respecting him as a wrestler and our family as well.
That's great. Now, we can't let you go, of course, without talking about one of the other family members, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, in one
Yes.
corner, John Cena in the other corner, looking at this as as the event of the year, which it is. It's WrestleMania. Who's going to win it, and why do you think he's going to win it?
Well, he is family, and we are
Yeah.
tough son of guns,
Yes.
so
Yes.
I have to go with Dwayne.
Okay.
I think he's gonna go all the way. That's just my
All right. All
I
right.
respect John Cena, but Cena, you're going down, buddy.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you said Sons of Guns because we're PG like the WWE.
Oh, of course.
Lloyd, NOA,
Yeah.
where can people keep up with you?
I'm on Facebook. You can look under Facebook under my name, Lloyd Anwai. I'm there. I have pictures set up. I'm always on there. So if you want to get in contact with me, feel free to get on Facebook under my name. And if anybody wants to book me, you can look there as well.
Yeah,
Or get in touch with Mr. Apter, and he can get in touch with me.
well, I will do that. You have my word.
All
Thank you
right.
very much, and we are so pleased that Yokozuna is going
Thank you,
into
Bill.
the
It's a
WWE
pleasure.
Hall of Fame. Fans, we will see you in Miami.